Hello, Assalamu alaikum, dear students. Welcome back. Saeed Baloch is with you, and I'm going to teach you once again an English intermediate poetry section. And we are reading our first reading poem, that is the 7 Ages of Man. English class, enter the 7 Ages of Man. Insan ke Zindagi da Sat Kirdar. It was written by William Shakespeare. William Shakespeare, he was born in 1564 and he died in 1660. He was born in London and he is known as, English. He is expert in English literature. When we are reading an English literature, actually the English literature is a product by this nobleman, this gentleman, William Shakespeare. William Shakespeare, he is known as the greatest dramatist and greatest poet. Dryden was a poet himself, he was the greatest author of English. He commented that William Shakespeare was the greatest dramatist and greatest poet. It is because William Shakespeare wrote 154 sonnets, and Sonnets are 14 lines poem. These are subjective poems. They are only used to sing the praise of beauty of praise. And he wrote 37 plays. And these plays are including tragedies, comedies, historical plays, and more. And so the 7 Ages of Man is actually the 7 Ages of Man is a poem in a speech form. This is a speech. This speech has been taken from his wonderful play comedy. Which comedy? Comedy As You Like It. As You Like It. As You Like It is a comedy, was written by the greatest poet, greatest dramatist William Shakespeare. William Shakespeare wrote 154 sonnets and 37 plays. And what sonnet? 14 lines poetry called sonnet. Okay? And the first 8 lines are called octave, and the remaining 6 lines are called sextet. Okay. The 7 Ages of Man is actually a speech. This speech is delivered by the 7 Ages of Man is a speech. This speech has been delivered by Jacques. This Jacques is a character. This character plays the role of philosophy. This gentleman is a philosopher. He plays the role of philosophy in the play, in the comedy, As You Like It. So Jacques delivered a speech, the 7 Ages of Man. According to William Shakespeare, as this character, Jacques, is concerned, William Shakespeare said that this world is actually not real world. This world is an imaginary world. This world is actually a puppet. Man and woman, they are born and they will die. Every living creature are organs. They are born to die. They are not permanent. They are only for temporary being here. So according to this philosopher Jacques, he delivers a speech, 7 Ages of Man. He thinks, he confirms to believe that this world is an imaginary world. Imaginary world. This world is an visionary world. This world is a visionary world. ये दुनिया है और ख्याली दुनिया है. This world is a temporary world. हिते विलियम शेक्सपियर 7 Ages of Man में हिकिड़ो मेटाफर तो यूज़ करे. मेटाफर छा आहे? मेटाफर माना कि शइ खे डायरेक्ट कंपेयर करे without using like and as. Metaphor misal to all the world is a stage. ये पूरी दुनिया एक किस्म की stage है. Stage means that we are making a drama here. We are playing our role. We are playing our acts. So William Shakespeare thinks that this world is a stage. He's using a metaphor that this world is a stage. We are born here and we will die one day. All the men and women are merely players. We are players. We have been given roles to play in this world. We have our existence and we have our entrances. We are born. Entrances, we are born. We have our source of coming and we have the source of going back. We have the source of departing. We are born and one day we will die. So William Shakespeare thinks that this world is an imaginary world. This world is a visionary world. This world is not a permanent world. This world is a temporary world. So William Shakespeare is trying to make us understand through this wonderful speech, the 7 ages of man, that we play 7 ages of man in our world, in our life. The first thing that we are infant. Infant क्या के चलता है? खीर पी दरबार के चलता है. Infant means innocent, a small baby, a small child. Small child जो को पैदा होते, he needs to look after. He needs other attention. He needs a nurse. Nurse means a mother. He needs a nurse. उन्हें के बेटी हिफाजत की ज़रूरत है, उनकी हिफाजत करे. It is because he meows and he pucks, because he feebly weeps and he vomits in the arms of nurse, in the arms of mother, the arms of father, the brother, the sister, and likewise so. Infant plays a very important role in the life. It is because an infant needs others' attention. And the second thing, that schoolboy. The man and the woman are merely players, or they are merely players. So they play many parts in their life, and but the 7 parts are most important. First, that is infant, and then the schoolboy. The schoolboy, early in the morning, he freshes his face and he keeps a satchel on his shoulders, but he creeps like snails. Snails mean that he is unwilling to go in school. He is not ready to go in school. But it is because the schoolboy is willing to play with toys. The schoolboy is willing to stay in his home. He wants to dedicate his time with his mother, with his toys. And third, that is youth. According to William Shakespeare, he is a lover. When man becomes lover at the stage of love, he stops thinking from his heart. He starts thinking from his mind, because all the day he sings songs. He plays songs. He listens songs. He listens to sorrowful songs. And he dedicates all these beautiful songs, these beautiful verses, this beautiful poetry only to his beloved. Because he is dedicating his all the energy to him, to her, whatsoever. Because in this state, man becomes emotional. Number 4, that he becomes soldier. At the stage of soldiers, man starts thinking. Man himself becomes more conscious. When at the stage of lover, he just wastes his time by listening songs, music, and so many other activities. When soldier stage he is ready to sit on the captain's mouth. He is ready to accept all the challenges. And the first stage second stage third stage, fourth stage, man becomes so conscious. I have to dedicate my life. I have to become doctor. I have to become CSS officer. I have to become, engineer. I have to become pilot. It is because at the stage of 4th, he has been given some responsibilities to fulfill in the society. He will be having a overburden of the society. He will be having children and many more activities. So there is a wonderful important role of soldier in his place, in his life. in the society. Then there's the justice. When men start working hard in fourth stage, then he becomes the justice. Justice means he will turn his all the direction of his life in the professional life. All the day, people will invite him to eat the original, chickens, the mutton, the fish, because he will be enjoying his life every day. And when he becomes the justice, he will be the father. He will be, looking after more responsibilities in social life. His life will be more distant, but of course he will lead a very pompous life, luxurious life. He will have, beard cut, but in fourth stage, he has long beard because due to lack of time, because he's dedicating and investing his all the time to save his name, to save his identification, to save his country, to save his nation. But after the fifth stage, justice, he's busy in the social life. Then the sixth stage, that is Patloon. That is Patloon. Of course, Patloon means that the loss of beauty, the loss of muscle, the loss of originality, the loss of many more other things. When man becomes at the stage of 6, at the age of 50 to 55 or 60, man loses the mass of his body. Man loses his eyesight. So he would be having a pouch on his shoulder, because he would be busy and he would be nothing here, and when he would be having a glass on his eyes, his glass will turn back on his this part of nose. It's a very strange. But the seventh stage, that is the second childishness. Second childishness. Second childishness. According to William Shakespeare, means that according to this gentleman, the Jacques, that the first stage, the second childishness. Infant and second childishness both are same, because infant, he is small. But in second childishness, of course, he is having 70 years to 80 years to 90 years to 100 years. But thing is that his mental level is low. But here the infant too has no mental level. So in the second childishness, when he becomes a man, he loses his weight, sense eyes, sense taste of tongue, sense of hearing. Man will stop from each and everything. Man starts, even his tone will be turned into whimsical tone, into different dialogues. So we have studied this entire poetry by 7 Ages of Man by William Shakespeare. William Shakespeare is suggesting us that actually this life, this world is not the real world. This is a temporary world. We are only here for the brief moment. We have been given activities in this life to perform. This is all about William Shakespeare's song or whatsoever, the 7 Ages of Man. Thank you.